I've often thought it would be nice to have a cleaning service come in and clean my home for me and give me one less thing to worry about. However, I've never been able to justify it because since decluttering my home, I have so much less to worry about. And while cleaning my house is never going to be my favorite way to spend my time, I have some tips for making it be not that big of a deal. With that in mind, tip number 1, I have thoroughly decluttered my home and I continue to do so on a very regular basis. I am very conscientious about what comes into my home and even more conscientious about what stays in my home. It is a simple truth that having less means you have less to take care of. Having less to take care of means less to maintain, less to clean, and overall just less to be responsible for. Tip number 2, when cleaning, I visually group things together. When I was in college, I worked as a tutor. One of the things that we taught our advanced students was how to speed read. We used a method called clustering. Essentially, this was a method to teach your brain to look at groups of words, so 3 words at a time, instead of just one. After practicing and refining this technique, it increases your reading speed significantly. I also use the same idea when cleaning my home. I visually group things together in 4 different ways. Things that need to go to a different room, things that need to be put away in that room, things that need to be dealt with, and things that need to be eliminated, either by throwing them in the trash or by donating them. And by doing so, it significantly increases the speed at which I'm able to clean my home. Even when there aren't 3 things that need to be relocated to the same room, there may be 3 things that don't go in the room that they're in, and by looking for them in groups, I'm able to more quickly assign where they do need to go. Number 3, I use the one-touch rule. I heard this over a decade ago, and I wish I could remember where I heard it because it has been life-changing. The idea behind this is that you only touch things once. Meaning, if you come home and you take off your jacket, you touch it once and you put it away, and it's done until the next time you need it. Instead, a lot of times we come home from somewhere and put our jacket on the couch because it seems easier than putting it away. And then we forget about it until we want to sit on the couch, and then we have to move the jacket again to be able to sit down. That's touch number 2. But we just wanted to sit down, so we move the jacket to the coffee table. Eventually, we get around to picking up the jacket and putting it away. Touch number 3. Using the one-touch rule not only saves you frustration, but it also saves you effort, it saves you time, and it keeps your house from being messy. Next time you go to put something away and you're tempted to just leave it out and get to it later, keep the one-touch rule in mind. Number 4, I spend time every day relocating things. I take about 10 to 15 minutes a day, usually when I notice I have some time, and I go room to room and relocate things. I'm not cleaning per se or rearranging. I'm simply going through and seeing which items don't belong in that room or on that surface, and then I take them to where they do go. It's surprising to me as someone who's spent years decluttering my home, how this makes such a big difference every time I do it and how doing it often is important. Number 5, I enlist the help of my kids. My kids play in the playroom every morning. They're responsible for cleaning it as soon as they're done using it. Outside of that, our downstairs is the most used area of our home during the day. We have divided our downstairs into zones. Every night before bed, my 2 older kids are assigned zones and they have to complete them before bed as part of their nightly routine. My husband randomly assigns the zones to them and they know that these zones are their responsibilities.
What is my zone, Dad?
Hey, your zone is around the kitchen counter. London, yours is going to be the living room. Camden, buddy, yours is going to be the front door. Can you go get the shoes? Okay.
The zones in our downstairs look like this: front door, living room, mudroom, stairs, and around the kitchen counter. Often the front door doesn't have very many things in it, while around the kitchen counter can get kind of messy. The mudroom mainly consists of shoes, backpacks, and jackets. They know that these zones are their responsibility. We still expect the kids to clean up the messes that they make throughout the day, but things still get messy. Even on the messiest of days, it usually only takes about 5 minutes or less for each kid to do all of their zones. There are so many things that I love about this. It is a big way that we are teaching our kids about responsibility around the house and about family economy. It also teaches them that at the end of the day, they're going to have to do their zones, and so they should be cognizant about making random messes for fun. And lastly, I love that I go to bed with a clean downstairs. We run our robot vacuum every evening after the kids are in bed, and so every morning I come downstairs without feeling overwhelmed at starting a day with a mess. We've been doing this for years and it has made all the difference. It has become a habit for our kids and part of their routine. Every single night they will come and find my husband and ask what their zones are. We started doing this around the time that we first began to declutter our home, but because we've gotten rid of so much, it isn't hard for the kids to help. After a particularly large round of decluttering in our downstairs, my then 7-year-old commented about how nice it was that there really wasn't much to do in his zones. Kids are very capable of cleaning up and helping around the house, but just like you and I don't love to clean up a big mess, kids don't like to do it either. Having less in our home has been key to our home staying cleaner and being easier to clean and maintain. Number 6, I use a daily cleaning schedule. This is a game changer. I'd heard of people doing this and it just seemed restrictive. I thought it would just be one more list of things that I wouldn't get done and then I'd feel guilty about it. When my sister told me she had been using a cleaning schedule and it was working really well for her, I decided to give it a try. I put one together based on my home and my cleaning needs. I was pleasantly surprised at how much of a mental weight it took off my mind. I had always felt like cleaning my house took so much upkeep, especially with 3 little kids. I always felt like all I was doing was what was most pressing or what was the messiest at each moment. It always felt like I was playing catch up. Once I formed my cleaning schedule, it took so much of the overwhelm out. Because I took the time to realistically evaluate what needed to be done and when, all I have to do is look at what is on the cleaning schedule for that day. Today is Saturday, which means it's bathroom day. So I am in here doing me and my husband's bathroom. My husband and the kids are working on the kids' bathroom and the downstairs bathroom. From there, I could put my daily cleaning tasks on my to-do list for each day and treat it like an obligation. I can tell you that with a cleaning schedule, I actually get more things done around the house than I did before because I don't feel like I'm treading water when it comes to cleaning. I'm way more effective and my house is cleaner than it was before. And the best part is I no longer feel totally overwhelmed with keeping up on my housework. I maintain that having a cleaning schedule is helpful no matter how much stuff you have, but I do have to mention that thoroughly decluttering my house made having a cleaning schedule work even better. When you've decluttered your home, it is much easier to clean because you don't have to deal with excess stuff that's in the way in order to get a lot of your cleaning done. Full disclosure, my cleaning schedule is a realistic list of tasks. Would I love to be able to wash my walls from top to bottom once a month? Yep, but I know that that isn't something that is realistic for me right now at this stage in life. So I just wipe down the walls when there are visible marks and call it good. It doesn't encompass every little nook and cranny, but it does encompass things that need to get done in order for my house to look and feel clean. I keep a copy of my cleaning schedule on my phone, inside my planner, taped up in my pantry, and inside my laundry room cupboard next to my cleaning supplies. That way, no matter if I'm planning for my week, throwing in some laundry, or making breakfast and I wonder what's on the schedule for that day or for the next day, I'll always have it close by. I try to make this as easy on myself as possible. I try to remember each day by the biggest task that I have on that day. For example, it was really easy to remember Toilet Tuesday, so I'd always know I was going to be doing bathrooms on Tuesdays. However, in conjunction with tip number 4, to enlist the help of your kids, I've started doing bathrooms on Saturdays, so they're here to help clean the bathrooms. Realistically, there are days when I don't finish every item on my cleaning schedule, and that's okay. I have a lot going on. But having a cleaning schedule has been so important because it gives me something to aim for. And like I mentioned before, it has taken a lot of the overwhelm out of keeping my house clean. I hope these tips were helpful. I hope this has given you some ideas for things to try to keep your house clean. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. Leave me a comment below with your favorite ways to keep your home clean. I love reading your ideas in the comments. Thanks for watching, friends. Have a great day.